And the radiance of is seen on the faces of this people of these noble prophetic traditions, those who are learned in his prophetic traditions, due to their often sending blessings and peace upon him.
عامة قراءاتهم ودروسهم قال صلى الله عليه وسلم فعلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خرج رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أوقدت على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خرجت من عند رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فدائما هكذا.
So most of what they recite and study is Allah's Messenger said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah's Messenger did, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I came to Allah's Messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and so forth.
حتى كان بعض أهل الحديث يضيء بيته في الظلم.
To the extent that some of the people that were learned in prophetic tradition, his face would glow in the darkness.
قال نبينا نظر الله امرأ سمع منا مقالة فوعاها فأداها كما سمع.
And he said, may Allah brighten the face of a person who heard what I have said and then memorized it or comprehended it and conveyed it just as he had heard it.
ولقد كان أبناء الصحابة يسمعون في الليل والنهار من آبائهم وأمهاتهم قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خرج رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أمر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سافر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وهكذا.
And the children of the prophetic companions would hear their fathers and mothers say, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did this, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said this, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went out, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam traveled, and so forth. These were the series and the programs that they watched, that they observed through the day and the night. So then they became pious people. And, or you could say this, graduated pious and noble and elect people. So who have been the graduates of the series and the programs of this age? And they've caused us various types of storms of badness. And they've caused among us various types of disgrace. One disgrace in a family, another disgrace in society. May Allah protect for us our hearing and our sight. So then let's take our portion of the life, the seerah of this chosen Prophet al-Mustafa. So then let us study it in order to that it be a cause of reflection and something that we can closely follow. Because he is the dearest and most honored of Allah's creatures to Allah. And the pious of this ummah used to narrate the saying, when the accounts of the pious are mentioned, mercy descends. And Habib Ahmad bin Umar bin Sumayt said, so then what about the mention of the origin of all of the pious? And he is an-Nabi Muhammad. And mentioning him a lot leads to sending many blessings and prayers upon him. And the closest people, the people who receive the most of his patronage and care on the day of rising will be those who send the most blessings upon, the most salat upon him.
فيه الاستماع إلى أخبار رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وإلى كلام الله تبارك وتعالى وذكر أسمائه وصفاته تهيأ لأن يسمع من ربه تعالى كلاما في القيامة عن رضاه عنه.
And this faculty of hearing, if it is prepared through listening to a plentiful mention of the Prophet ﷺ, as well as the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his attributes, it is prepared to listen to Allah's speech from Him in the hereafter.
فإذا تلطف السمع بالقاذورات والمعاصي والمحرمات يكون ممن قال الله عنهم لا يكلمهم الله يوم القيامة ولا يزكيه.
And if it is soiled by the filth of sins and transgressions, then it is affected to the extent that it might be that hearing that is described, or a state that is described by Allah, and is saying that Allah will not speak to them on the day of rising.
وعند سماعك كلام الله تبارك وتعالى وهو يقول غفرت لك ادخل الجنة برحمتي لا شيء يعدل تلك اللذة ولا تلك الحلاوة.
And when you hear Allah say, I have forgiven you, enter this paradise, enter my garden, nothing can compare to that sweetness.
قال سيدنا علي بن أبي طالب ما أحب أني مت صغيرا لا حساب علي.
Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib used to say, I would not like to die while I was still a child and then not be taken to account, or not be taken to account, or not have a hisab, a reckoning by Allah in the hereafter. They said, why? Because I love for Him to call me and say, oh, my servant. So I'll hear my Lord while He's saying, oh, my slave, oh, my slave. So I don't want to lose the sweetness of His attributing me to Himself, with the attribution of my slavehood to Him, exalted be He. So how very triumphant is the one when he is spoken to, the Lord of humanity is with him well pleased. And those who protected their hearing, they'll hear from the angels good, pure speech and glad tidings. And their spirits will meet the spirits of the prophets and the messengers and hear their speech. And they will meet their prophet Muhammad and hear his speech. And they will enter the garden of Allah and they'll hear Ar-Rahman say, oh my servants, are you pleased? And they'll say, oh our Lord, how would we not be pleased? And you saved us from the fire and made us enter the garden, and you've given us, and you've given us. And he'll say, shall I not give you that which is better than that? And they'll say, oh our Lord, and what is greater than that? And he will say, I will make my pleasure descend upon you and never be angry with you thereafter. Could you purchase being able to hear this by totally avoiding the songs of indecent people and wicked things?